فسنأخذ الشرح أو سنقرأ الشرح من الشرح شيخنا شيخ حسين، ثم بعد ذلك نستمر سنستمر إلى الدرس السابع. نعم، إلى الدرس السابع. طيب، الحمد لله. طيب، إذن let's get going, Brother Sharif. Just want to bring up the screen so that we can follow on the monitor behind me along with us. And that is 10 and 5579. That is 10 and 5579. Unfortunately, our brother was coming after you. He just has an internal he has to finish for conversational Arabic. So I think we could borrow some time, meaning we could kind of go over a little bit. Is that okay? Sharif, that's okay with you? Okay, good. So we should be able to get back what we lost. Now, I just want to let you know that we are streaming live. And you could probably catch this recording for review purposes, inshallah, on Facebook and also on our YouTube channel. On Facebook and also on our YouTube channel. Oh, wait a minute, that's 12. I need 10. Hold on, what's that? Let me get it together. I'm gonna take a second. Just again, as I mentioned, just get out the shot and we'll start. Just get out the shot for lesson 6. So lesson 6 is all about hadihi. Lesson 6 is all about 5579 hadihi. You know? Okay, we're rocking and rolling now. All right, so let's get to it, inshallah. Okay, so you should be able to see that behind me. Let's see how good is it coming up. Okay. Alrighty, alhamdulillah. Just make sure we're streaming on all the platforms. Okay, tayyib. Right. And okay, tayyib. Assalamu wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Hayyakumullah. All right, let's get to this, Brother Sharif. Tayyib. نقرأ آلة من الشرح ونحتاج إلى الشرح. Wait a minute. هنا. نعم هنا. All right, here we go. Hey, Michelle, so can you see that, Sharif? Is that clear enough for you? Can you see that? Okay, tell you. So everybody else, inshallah, whether you're on YouTube or you're on the Facebook Live, today we are going to be dealing with from the Durus al-Lugha Arabiya, from the lessons in the Arabic language, which of course is known as Medina Book 1 to us here in the States, Medina Book 1, which is the grammar portion of the entire level 1 Medina system, which you study in the first year when you're a student in the language program in the University of Medina. Now keep in mind that level 1, which basically has about 5 subjects, which is the 4 books that you guys know about, Al-Kitaba, which is the writing, Arabic writing, which is Al-Qira'ah, Arabic reading and comprehension, which is At-Ta'bir, which of course is Arabic expression, Arabic conversation, and Durus al-Lugha Arabiya, which is the lessons in the Arabic language, which has the grammar and the principles inside of it, along with usually a subject and memorization of the Quran. Now, so we are dealing with that, the explanation from that book, that grammar book, which of course has been written by Sheikh Hussein, which we affectionately call Sheikh Najrani in the Medina University. And Sheikh Hussein is known as Sheikh Najrani there. المهم الدرس السادس, the Sheikh, he starts off saying الدرس السادس, and then of course he has highlighted in red هذه, which of course is the رأس الأمر, which is the main topic of the lesson. The main topic of this lesson is what, Sharif? Is هذه. Very good. هذه. So the Sheikh, he starts off with just giving the ta'rif, the definition of هذه. So the Sheikh, he continues and he says هذه اسم إشارة للمفرد المؤنث القريب العاقل وغير العاقل. So the Sheikh, he begins and he says that هذه, the definition or the ta'rif of it is اسم إشارة. Okay? اسم إشارة is what, Sharif? What does that mean? That is correct. Ahsanta. Ism Ishara is a noun from the categories of nouns, a noun called what? Asma'ul Ishara, or in this case, it's one Ism Ishara, right? Pointing noun. To noun is what? It points. Is that clear? Meaning you utilize it to point at objects. Is that clear? And then what happens is the definition, it explains to you the boundaries of how you can, and actually how you can, right? The restrictions, how you can, and then also the what? The restrictions on how to use have you. Is that clear, Brother Sharif? Okay, so let's continue on. So the Sheikh, he continued on and he said what? He said, Ismu Isharati, right? He said, Ismu Isharatan, and he said, Lil Mufradi. What does Lil Mufradi mean, Sharif? Lil Mufradi. What does that mean? Lil Mufradi. Here where it says what? Lil Mufradi. What does that mean? Exactly. It means what? It means singular. So it's a pointing noun, and now for objects that are what class? Singular. Now, what's the next word, Sharif? I want to underline it for you. What? And that's for the translation, brother. Hold up now. You moved the lattice dodging. Al-Mu'annathi. Okay? So Al-Mu'annathi means what? It means, now you can say it, feminine. 3 reasons. Yeah, feminine. So it's a pointing noun, all right, for objects that are singular. And what else, Sharif? Feminine. Al-Qarib. What does al-qarib mean, Sharif? What does al-qarib mean? Close or near. Very good. Close or near. Close or what? Or near. Very good, Sharif. Tayyib, inshallah. And then here we have al what? Al-af. Al-aqili. Al-aqili. Is that clear, Sharif? Al-aqili. All right? MashaAllah means intelligence or intellect. All right? Meaning something that is what? That is animate, not inanimate, but animate. It's something that's alive. And al-aqili. Okay? So this is a pointing now for al-mufradi, that which is singular, al-mu'annithi, that which is feminine, al-qaribi, that which is what? Close in proximity, and al-aqili, that which has intellect. Wa ghayr al-aqili. And what about the second part? Wa ghayr al-aqili. And what does that mean? Wa ghayr al-aqili. Let's see, I'm going to underline for you. Right. Okay, so again, ghayr al-aqili means something that does not have intellect. Something that is inanimate. It's a thing. Is that clear? And we also refer to ghayr al-aqili with animals as well. As we like to say, no disrespect to the animal lovers out there. We are just speaking in the way that Arabs speak. This is how they speak, so we speak in the same way. So we're going to continue on. Okay, so we're going to continue on. And what we have here is what? Is the category here, al-aql, and what? And ghayr al-aql. We have what? Al-aql, right? And what? And ghayr al-aql. And okay, this is what we have on the board here. So what we want you to do here is we want you to read all the what? Read all the categories that are examples for something that is what? Aqil. Okay? Three, would you mind reading that for us? Starting here. Right. So again, in the concept that we're pointing, هذه what? هذه خديجة. All right. هذه خديجة. Is that clear? Next one. The next one. Sharif. Yeah. Come on. Bintun. Hadihi bintun. Hadihi bintun. And the entire time you're doing what, Sharif? Because you're starting with hadihi, it's clear that you're doing what, Sharif? Hadihi bintun. Exactly. All right. Now the sentences are getting a little more complex. Let's read that, Sharif. Hadihi. هذه أخت المهندس. What does that mean, Sharif? هذه أخت المهندس. What does that mean? Oh, this sister is an engineer? No, brother. Now you had that lesson. I think that was lesson 5 with مضاف ومضاف إليه. Remember? This is مضاف ومضاف إليه. This is a pointing out, هذه, and then أخت is what? Is a mudaf. Remember, class? Anytime that you have a noun or two nouns, it may possibly mudaf ilayhi based off the vowel endings. Remember, that was just taken away from the first noun, which is called al-mudaf. At the time of al-idafa is what, class? ما يحذف من المضاف عند الإضافة ألف لام والتنوين. Alif lam and the tanween is taken away. So it has one dhamma here, ukhtu, but there's no alif lam. Then after that, the word after that has an alif lam, but it has a kasra at the end, and it isn't any prepositions. That smells and looks just like mudaf ilayhi. Who agrees with me? How about you, Sharif? Do you agree with me? So because it's mudaf ilayhi, how would you understand it? How would you translate these words? Keeping in mind the principle and the understanding that you get from that principle of mudaf or mudaf ilayhi. Alhamdulillah, Sharif remembers now. Hadihi. Right. So hadihi ukhtul muhandisi. This is the engineer's sister. Barakallahu fikum. Ya Sharif. MashaAllah, Sharif. And Nahwi. Sharif the grammarian. Hayyakumullah. Barakallahu fikum. Tayyib. Hadihi. What, Sharif? We're going to go to the examples over here, class. We're going to the examples over here for what? For hayy ul akhiri. And make sure you guys get a free download of the explanation of the Medina system by Sheikh Hussein. He has an explanation for all 4 levels of the book for free. Make sure you contact Marcus Obian, inshallah, after this small session, and we will definitely have no problem putting you in touch with the necessary people here to get that free download. Is that clear? Get with us after this small session, after this live broadcast, and we'll make sure that you get the free book, free download of the explanation of the Medina system. Okay? Make sure you get what's logical and fecal. Come on, Sharif, let's keep going. Hadihi. Okay, Hadihi Sayyaratun. So before we started off, it was Hadihi what? Khadijatun. Khadijatun. Now we go to Hadihi what? Sayyaratun. Now, one of the clear things that you want to pay attention to all these examples is what, class? One of the things you want to pay attention to all the examples that we're dealing with is each one of these examples is what has ta marbuta at the end, or based off the word itself, it's clear that it's what? Mu'annith. It's clear that what? That everything that you're using hadihi to point at is mu'annith. In the case with Khadija too has the ta'tanith at the end. Alhamdulillah, we know that Khadija too is the name of a woman. And he bint. Okay, the word within itself is feminine. All right, it's not ibn, it's bint. It's a girl. Then we have ukht. It doesn't have the ta marbut at the end, but it's clear that we know the ukht means sister. It's used for someone that is feminine. And now we're going over to ghayr al-aqili, which means what? That which does not have intellect. And now, but again, it's still in the category of being what, class? Feminine, the things that we're going to be pointing at. And here, with hadihi sayyaratun, sayyaratun is clearly what, class? Mu'annith, because it has the ta'tanith or the ta marbuta at the end, which is the indication that the what, that the noun that we're pointing at is from the right, Sharif. Let's continue on. You said hadihi sayyaratun means what? This is a what? This is a car. Let's move to the next example. The next example is what? Hadihi what? Hadihi mikwajun. What does a mikwajun mean? This is a very important tool. And now, for anybody that likes to what? To look nice before they come outside. This is a very important tool. Hopefully, inshallah, if you're married, your wife is using this tool for you. Or your daughter. If you have a nice daughter, your daughter's helping you out. This is what? Hadihi mikwajun. What does mikwajun mean? Mikwajun means what, Sharif? It's an iron, bro. Brother translates as clothing iron. I've never heard that before. it's a lot. That's a lot of translation. But as our brother Sharif said, you want to be specific because somebody might think it's like metal. So he's saying clothing iron just to specify, like, yo, I'm talking about an iron, you know what I'm saying? For your clothing. So you get that nice pleat in your clothes, right? So again, he's saying clothing iron because he wants to be specific, and he feels as though it is best that you be specific because you don't want people to get confused thinking it's a piece of metal or like that. Okay. Thank you very much for those points in translating. Now we're going to continue on, Sharif. Pay attention, it's getting longer. Did you like that over here with hadihi ukhtul muhandisi? Pay attention, this is hadihi what? There they got you. Alhamdulillah. Hadihi Okay, very good. So he said, what class? He said, هذه دراجة أنس. So let's slow it down some. هذه means what, Sharif? Okay, this is. And darajatun means what, Sharif? Means bike or bicycle. And Anas is what? What does that mean? That's the name of it could be the name of a what? That's the name of a person. It's a noun that we use to name people with. It's the name of an individual. Okay, cool. So now let's look closer at the words, and again in the sentence, in the sentence that these words have made. Paying attention to the what class? Paying attention to the vowel endings. So let's read it again. Read it again. Make sure you pronounce those vowels. Hadihi darajatu Anasin mashallah. Hadihi, pay attention, listen. Darajatu Anasin. Yes, it's definitely some grammar principles being implemented with these words that we put together to make a sentence. So hadihi is clearly a what? That's a pointing noun, right? This is inshallah, right? All right. And we use hadihi to point at that which is what? Feminine, right? Singular, right? Close, all right? And that which has intellect or doesn't have intellect, depending. Is that clear? So, all the it's clear like the sun in the sky. Very good, Brother Sharif. So, هذه درجة. Darajatu means bicycle, but normally if it doesn't have Aleph Lam, it would be what? Tanween. But there's no Aleph Lam here, and it's a Dhamma. That's starting to make the diligent student who understood the previous lesson very well, we start to look at this construction of nouns as if it's possibly a what, Sharif? A darajatu, it's possibly a mudaf. This is possibly a mudaf. And let's just to be sure, let's look at the next word. Sharif? Anasin. I'm thinking that darajatu is a mudaf because anasin is clearly a mudaf ilayhi, because we know that as the principle comes, mudaf ilayhi majrurun abada. But the mudaf ilayhi is always going to be majrurun. وعلامة جره الكسر الظاهرة على آخره. صح? And that's what we have here. Anasin, not anasun, not anasan, but anasin. So that's clearly a mudaf ilayhi. So now, how would you understand the sentence? And then how would you properly translate a noun from that proper understanding? So you don't say this, abai, and anas. That's not what you would translate it as. You would translate it as what, Sharif? This is Anas's bike. All day. Is that clear? Alhamdulillah, barakallahu fikum. So now, Sheikh Najrani continues on and he says, Amthilatun ukhra. All right, so he has some more examples. Okay, now Amthilatun ukhra, meaning some more examples. All right, or other examples. Tayyib, Sharif, let's read. هذه MashaAllah. So he says here, now remember, this is lesson 6. Okay, now everything is also going to be relative to what the principles of what that which is what? Feminine. All right? That which is what? Feminine. Okay? So how would you translate this, Sharif? هذه أذن وهذه عين. This is an ear. Okay. This is an ear and this is an eye. Now, the person with the naked eye that doesn't understand the principles that we've already learned, they would clearly say there's nothing indicating that these words are feminine from the apparent. It doesn't have the ta marbuta at the end. They're not the feminine names of people. Okay, why are we pointing at it with a ismu ishara, or pointing now that's feminine? Why? Now, again, you would have to bring the principles that we learned about body parts, because udhunun means what, Sharif? Udhunun means what? Your ear. Your ear. Side. And ainun means what, Sharif? Hey, now eye means your eye. So the principle as it comes is ما كان مزدوج فهو مؤنث وما كان واحد مذكر. So whatever is wahid from the body parts, whatever is singular from the body parts, then it is mudhakkar. And we refer to it with pronouns that are mudhakkar. And we yushiru ilayhi, and we point at it with ismu isharas, the pointing nouns that are mudhakkar. But if it is what? If it is masdujan meaning what, Sharif? Principle. If it's what? If it's two of them, or as we like to translate, a pair. Because you have a pair of what, Sharif? Eyes. You have a pair of what, Sharif? Ears. You have a pair of what? It's my hands. Hands, man. Okay? You follow me? Is everybody following me? Is everybody with me? So whatever from the body parts that you have a pair of, then you must point at it. And now with the pointing now, that is mu'annath. That's feminine. Well, there. All right. So this is permissible. So we say هذه أذن وهذه عين. نعم. All right, Sharif, next one. Read, please. Hey, now هذه يد وهذه رجل in your legs. All right, Sharif, let's continue on. هذه هذه ملعقة. Oh, وهذه كتر. So it's important you to know and understand, especially dealing with this lesson, that there are some words from the Arabic language, okay, class, that are considered to be feminine, but they don't necessarily have any characteristics like the ta'nib or any apparent characteristics that indicate that they're feminine. We would just understand that they're feminine because this is how the Arabs understood it, and now so we understand those principles and we consider that word to be feminine. From those types of words, and of course, this is after mil'aqatun. Mil'aqatun is clearly feminine because it has the what? The ta marbuta at the end of the word. Do you see that, Sharif? Mil'aqatun. Now, but kidron, you have to ask the question, why are we not pointing at it with hadha? Kidron looks like a feminine word. Now, there's some students, and I always get my students always say, Brother Amar, there's nothing that we can, just no way to be able to tell, and it's just no, indication apparent. All right, no. Some things you just have to memorize and just know and learn it and just remember it. And this is one of those cases where you just have to remember and know that there in Kidron, and there are a few words like Kidron, and we'll get into that in future studies, that are considered in the Arabic language to be feminine, and we refer to it with feminine pronouns, and we point at it with feminine pointing nouns, and that's just how it's understood. Is that clear, class? I hope that everybody understands it. All right? So now let's continue on, and Sheikh Nadrani has for us another example in his explanation of lesson 6 in the Dina book. 1. Let's read that, Sharif. Hadihi. So he says here, hadihi anfun wa hadihi famun. Whoa, what's going on, Sharif? Is that right? Is that correct? What is this? Hadihi, and we just learned all these principles, and now let's just understand this. Hadihi means this. What does anfun mean? Anfun means nose. And we just read hadihi anfun. Okay. Wahadihi, what's that word there, Sharif? Hadihi what? What does one mean, Sharif? Mouth. We talking about body parts, right? So what's the principle? The principle is that whatever from the body parts that we consider to be feminine, it has to be mesduja, which means appear. Mesduja, which means appear. Do you have a pair of noses and do you have a pair of mouths? No, no, no. We don't have a pair of noses and we don't have a pair of mouths. So, this is incorrect. Or is this correct? Sharif? This is a khata. This is incorrect. And alhamdulillah, one of the beautiful things and methodologies of Sheikh Najrani that he does for us in his explanation is that he brings us examples that are what? That are incorrect. He brings us examples that are incorrect so we can know what not to do. Please don't ever say هذا أنف, I'm sorry, هذه أنف وهذه ثمن. This is wrong. All day. Is that clear? Okay, so we're going to just extend the class. Make sure we have extension on the class. We have some students that just walked in. As you guys know, although we're on live here streaming from Marcus Obian, we also have classes going on right now, all right, at the Institute. We have some students who just walked in. They need a little assistance. Give me 2 minutes. We'll be right back, and we're going to finish up. And this is something that you guys, I know it's going to be a treat. It's about al-jumlatul ismiyatu. We're about to deal with the what? The nominal sentence. How does one properly structure a nominal sentence? We're about to get into that right now, all right? With the explanation of Sheikh Najrani. Give me 1 sec. I'll be right back. If you want to What's that? Right? All right, 60 minutes time. And look at that. You sit right there. Right there at the table with the there you go. It's a test. And we still have a small class going on here. Just knock on the door, call if you have any questions. But I want to be able to see you right there. Right? That round table. Yep. Okay. I am back now. I want you guys to please make dua for our brother Abdul Rahman. You know, my young brother from Camden, New Jersey. He's taking his midterm. And we hope that he passes his midterm for Arabic conversation. MashaAllah. Well, may Allah preserve our brother. Okay. So let's get back to it. Let's get Sharif back online, and then we'll go from there. Sharif, can you call me, please? Okay, I got you. All right, Assalamu alaikum. Bismillah. All right. So, in Wakafna, we stopped at what class? هذا what? أنف وهذا فم. So, of course, we just read هذه أنف and هذه فم. This what? This entire example here is what we call that class. We call that incorrect. That's a khata. As our brother Sharif just brought out to us, we're going to just do this to it. It's incorrect. All right. Now, as for هذا what? Reach. Sharif, could you please read it for us? هذا. Right. وهذا. هذا أنف وهذا فم. هذا أنف. This is a what class? This is a nose. وهذا فم. And this is a mouth. Alhamdulillah, this is correct. We're referring to these body parts that are not pairs with the ismul ishara. That is what? Ismul ishara that is masculine and close. All right, this is correct. This makes sense. This example is correct. So now, in closing, we are going to move to what? Al-jumlatul ismiyatu. Al-jumlatul ismiyatu. Now, al-juml, okay? Al-juml, yanqasmu ila al-qismayn. That sentences are of two types. Sentences of what class? Or two types of sentences. You either have al-jumlatul ismiyatu or al-jumlatul fi'liyatu. Is that clear, class? That sentences in the Arabic language are of two types. And those two types are, and we're talking about fundamentally, okay? The two types, the two types of sentences that there are in the Arabic language fundamentally are al-jumlatul ismiyatu, which of course is noun sentences, wal-jumlatul fi'liyatu, which of course is what class? Verbal sentences, okay? Is that clear? Is that clear? Is everybody clear about that? Now, just to give somewhat of an example, we're going to go ahead and bring out our whiteboard. We're going to bring out our virtual interactive whiteboard. Okay, is everybody with me? Everybody see that? And we're going to go ahead and grab the pen. Now we're going to go ahead and do some typing. That's what we're going to do some typing. So we have what? That there are three. There are a few or two basic parts to a jumlatul ismiyatu. All right, and there are three parts to a jumlatul fi'liyatu. Does anybody know the two parts of a jumlatul ismiyatu? The subject and the predicate, which we say in Arabic is the what? Is the mubtada, is the mubtada'u, and the what class? In the khabar. In the khabar. Is everybody clear? Now, as it relates to the what? To the jumla fi'liya, three parts. So that's the what class? The verb, the fi'l. What's the rest of them? And the doer, the fa'il. Why is Sharif not saying anything? In the what? In the object. In the what? The object, which of course is the maf'ulun bihi. In the what? In the object. Is that clear? So we're saying what? The fi'l, the fa'il, and the what? And the maf'ulun bihi. Maf'ulun bihi. Any questions? All right. Alhamdulillah. So let's get back to the explanation in the book. So now, just for today, we're dealing with what? We're dealing with al-jumlatul ismiyatu. Today, we're just dealing with what? Al-jumlatul ismiyatu. Al-jumlatul ismiyatu is a noun sentence. And of course, that in a way that you can identify a noun sentence from a verbal sentence is what? A noun sentence, تبدأ بالاسم. It begins with a noun. And a verbal sentence does what? Begins with a verb. And this is how you can tell the difference between a noun sentence and a verbal sentence. الجملة الاسمية والجملة الفعلية. So الجملة الاسمية تتكون من كلمتين. So the jumla ismiya, as the Sheikh al-Mu'allif, the Sheikh Najrani, he goes on to explain. He says that the ta'rif, or the definition of al-jumlatul ismiyatu, is as follows. It says tatakawwanu min kalimatin. Okay, that it is derived from two words. Okay, tufidani ma'na, that you benefit from the bringing together of these two words. Ma'na, a meaning, some type of a what? Some type of a meaning. Tafidani ma'na. Man mufidan. And that meaning, that meaning that you bring is a complete meaning. You know, that is beneficial, that is mufid, or correct. That is beneficial and or correct. It says what to samma jumlatan mufidatan. And when it has fulfilled these conditions that was mentioned in the definition that the Sheikh just brought, then it is named, when it is like that, jumlatan mufidatan. It is considered to be a what? A beneficial sentence. Jumlatan mufidatan. Wadih. Or for example, let's read these examples, Brother Sharif. Muhammadun talibun. Very good. Next, al-babu mughlaqun. Very good. After that, المنديل وسخ. Not واسخ. وسخ. Okay, it's all short. وسخ. طيب, next. Sharif. هو مسلم. هو مسلم. نعم. Next. ذلك قمر. Right. That is what? That is a moon. Let's continue on, Sharif. Now we're going to get into some examples now that are feminine. Fatima too. Bismillah. Okay. Fatima too. طالبة. Fatima too. طالبة. Hey, you see? طالبة. You see that? Okay. Make sure you enunciate and you elongate where you should, and you don't where you're not supposed to. Tayyib, inshallah. Sharif, next one. So, an-nafidatu maftuhatun. Okay. Oh, okay, 1 second. Okay. And we're going to go to the next one. Oh, al-kahwatu. Al-kahwatu ladidatan. Very good. What does that mean? Al-kahwatu ladidatan. What does that mean, Sharif? And I'm going to drink coffee on that statement. Bismillah. Al-kahwatu ladidatan. Naam. The coffee is delicious. طيب وهو هكذا. وهي هكذا. وهي no, that doesn't sound right. Anyway, هي مسلمة. Sharif, هي مسلمة. And then after that, تلك شمس. Very good. So what do you notice here, Sharif? MashaAllah. So again, all right, take your notebook, your notepad, and do what? And write that down. Okay, so kidron was another word that's considered to be feminine that doesn't have any characteristics of femininity, as well as tilka. I'm sorry, as well as a shamsun. Shamsun is also from the family of words that are considered to be feminine, but doesn't necessarily have any apparent indications or characteristic that it is what? That it is feminine. Write that down. So you got kidron and you got what? Shams. Let's continue on, class. And then we have what? Haqibatu. Haqibatu man hadha. Haqibatu man hadha. So this is an example, a very beneficial example, might I know, that Sheikh Najrani, Sheikh Hussein, he brought in his book. And it's what that triggers what? It triggers the answer to come what? And mudaf ilayhi. Tayyib, inshallah. So what's the right? So the point is that this example is a beneficial one, but it is an example that is what, class? It's what, Sharif? Haqibatu man hadha. It's incorrect. It is a khat. This is incorrect. Why is this incorrect, Sharif? Because we're pointing at the what? We're pointing at the what? I'm going to borrow Abdurrahman's bag. We're pointing at the what? We're saying haqibatu man hadha. And haqibatun is a word that is what? Feminine. It's feminine. It's feminine. It's mu'annith, Sharif, not Ghairul Akhar. But it is, I mean, it is Ghairul Akhar, but it's Ghairul Akhar mu'annith. It's mu'annith. So we have to point at it with the Ism Ishara that is what? Mu'annith. And now, so that what should be the way that the question is asked is what, Sharif? In the following example, where it says what? I need you to read that, Sharif. Haqibatu. Haqibatu man hadihi. This is the correct way that you should pose this question. Now we have in the following example, Sharif, al-ghurfatu, maftuhun. Na'am, al-ghurfatu maftuhun. Because it is wrong. Because it's another example that is also incorrect. That the Sheikh Hussein, he bought so that you could benefit. The correct way that this question should be put on this sentence should be read is what, Sharif? Al-ghurfatu maftuha. Al-ghurfatu maftuhatun. Sahih. This is correct. Jazakallahu khair. All right, so let's get the benefit after all these examples, after these drilling. And this is beautiful. A lot of examples so you can get drilling. You can get a lot of exercises to really understand the point and work with it so you become what? Used to it. And it's not as foreign to you any longer. And not with all of these many examples. Then he brings at the end of the examples, the Sheikh says, he says, Muhammadun talibun. So he says here, Muhammadun is considered to be the what? What? The mubtada, mubtada'un. And the mubtada is the what? The mubtada is considered to be the what? The subject. It's the subject. So the mubtada, we're going to put that right under here. All right, translate that for you guys. You got to put that right there. All right. So the mubtada, Muhammad is the mubtada one, and the mubtada is translated as the subject. And here, talibun is what, Sharif? Talibun is the khabar. And khabar, we translate that as what, Brother Sharif? As the what? The predicate. All right, it is the information about the subject. It is what? It is the information about the subject. All right. We get some juice here. And then we have what class? We have tilka. What do we have this week? Tilka what? Tilka Shamsun. So tilka, as the Sheikh has bought, the Sheikh said that tilka is considered to be the what? The mubtada on, and Shamsun, we consider that to be what? That is the khabar, that is the information. And now, okay, so alhamdulillah, excellent lesson today. We've read over Sheikh Najrani's and we understood Sheikh Najrani's explanation. And now we're going to go ahead and move to lesson 7. So we want to advise you all to do, and in preparation for lesson 7, is to read over and write and memorize all the vocabulary words from lesson 7. Okay, if you guys need the vocabulary word bank book, the free download of that, we have that for you. All you have to do is request it from us, and we'll make sure that you get it from us. And again, just prepare for your lesson. The key to preparing for every lesson is knowing the vocabulary words. Being as though this is Arabic, it's going to be mostly Arabic, we're going over it. So way to understand what's going on, what's being said, what's being spoken to you in Arabic is by you doing what? Memorizing and understanding the vocabulary words. So when you're reading the sentences, when you're understanding the principles, remember the examples for the principles are going to come in sentences made from the vocabulary words that you were supposed to memorize. If you don't memorize those vocabulary words, you won't pass the test that occurs at the beginning of every lesson. And you won't understand the the sentences, which are the examples or the principles that you need to understand for each lesson. Inshallah. So please take the necessary first step, memorize the vocabulary words, and test yourself on those vocabulary words daily. Create opportunities for you to speak Arabic outside of class daily. So when you get in class, you've been practicing and you're ready to receive the lesson. Barakallahu feekum. Illa liqa'i. Sharif, inshallah, I will see you next week for class. Inshallah, you have any questions, brother? Hayyakumullah. Study hard, brother. Study hard. Wa jazakumullahu khair. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. إلا اللقاء.